Well, the smallest things can mean so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a sweet thing to treasure.
Yes, especially out of the clothing, and maybe if it still has their smell to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, how
Lace,
we doing?
storm zone. What are we talking about here?
Well, it's February, so we're going to talk about severe weather, naturally. In Oklahoma, we do have a chance for thunderstorms ranging into the overnight hours and early morning hours of your Wednesday. So this is starting with tonight after midnight, likely around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and possibly going off into eastern Oklahoma through about lunchtime. Main threats will be hail up to the size of quarters, some 60, 65-mile-an-hour winds, and there is a low tornado risk as well tonight and early tomorrow morning. We'll get into that. The storm doing it doesn't look like much right now as far as precip goes, but it's coming out over Arizona and New Mexico. Another storm to the north that's dumping heavy snow in the northern states. This one will also dump heavy snow in the northern states as we get into tomorrow. Currently, if you're about to head out this morning, Next Gen Live fired up. Completely quiet. It'll look a whole lot different at this time tomorrow. Lucky Star Skycam Network live from Integris. It's 50 degrees. Winds are light. It is downright mild. We're just a few degrees shy of our average high for this time of year. That's how we're starting this morning. However, you go to Kingfisher, it's 37. You go to Buffalo, it's 33. It's 34 in Medford. So it depends on what your winds are doing as well. Down in southern Oklahoma, mid 50s. Winds anywhere from calm, where the temperatures are much colder, to then a breeze at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. You're going to notice the wind today and especially tomorrow. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast. Cloudy skies today, and we're warming right back up into the 70s again this afternoon. I think we'll see 80s widespread in southern Oklahoma, 60s, low 70s to the north, winds 30 to 40 miles per hour, ramping up the fire danger today out west, and winds will be stronger in the panhandle, may have some gusts to 45. Tomorrow, the winds are going to be ridiculous. Here's the wind timeline for you. One thing to note, northwestern Oklahoma, the panhandle, even portions of southwestern Oklahoma today, that's where the stronger winds will be and the elevated fire danger. Tonight, winds pick up, dry line punches in tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, we see sunshine after the rain, and we dry it out. Winds 35, 40 miles per hour, and in the panhandle, once again, extreme winds. Could have gusts 60 to 65 miles per hour, so blowing dust, extreme fire danger. That's the story coming up for late this evening and especially tomorrow. Temperatures tonight, we're in the 40s, so we're not expecting winter weather as we head into the overnight as the storms start to rage on in. I think we'll actually see some 50s and some 60s. Tomorrow, we'll see highs back into the 70s after the rain moves out. So we're not done with the mild temps yet. It's Thursday that those things are out of here and we really cool things down. Let's get to your rain timeline. Future Next Gen, here's 1 a.m. Showers start to develop and a few thunderstorms start to take off. Now we'll be unstable across central Oklahoma and we'll have low-level winds feeding into these storms, which will cause them to try to get a little bit of rotation, which can crank out some wind and some hail. Not every storm tonight will be severe. I think most will not be severe, but 3, 4 o'clock, the storms are rocking and rolling up and down I-35, lingering through about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. The storms, especially as they make their way into the metro and off to the east, will be the most intense down along I-35, and those could produce some wind, some hail, and also pose that low tornado threat. So trackers are geared up. We'll have them lined up overnight tonight and tomorrow morning, and we'll be bringing you updates through the morning show. And then rain starts to move on out mid-morning. Full sun behind this, and it is going to be a sunny, warm, windy day for your Wednesday. Tonight, it's a 100% chance of rain. Tomorrow morning between 6 a.m. and noon, everything presses off into eastern Oklahoma. Up to a 1/4 inch of rain looks pretty average. Out west, only a trace. There may be a few areas that get a 1/2 inch and maybe even a few locations that get an inch of rain if you get several thunderstorms moving overhead. Now, what about hail? If you have a chance to park your car in the garage, it's a good thing to do for tonight and tomorrow morning. Not everyone gets severe hail, nickel, dime, maybe some quarters out of some of these stronger storms. Winds 50 to 60 miles per hour possible, and there is that low risk for tornadoes. As the low-level winds crank up, there's what we call wind shear or spin with height in store for overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. So it is a low risk from Lawton to Chickasha to Mustang to El Reno, back up to Guthrie, Oklahoma City, down to the south, and then off to the east. And again, our trackers will be out. We'll bring you updates throughout the night tonight and into tomorrow morning. We're mild for tomorrow, and then Thursday, 30s, low 40s. It'll feel like the 20s for several hours on Thursday, down to 24 by Friday morning. Then we're back to the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. More storm chances and possibly more severe weather, guys, Sunday night into Monday of next week. Feels like spring. Back to you.